Hey everyone, welcome back to Low Budget Logistics, your logistics and supply chain explainer. First, just thank you so much for watching the video. The feedback has been just absolutely tremendous. I can't even say how many subscribers we're at, because by the time that I post the video, it's gonna be more, which is insane to me. So thank you for watching the video. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, apply for notifications. Don't apply. That's weird. I'm kind of buzzing. It's funny. We're talking about relationships. This is going to be round 2. And we're going to be talking about the relationships that you already have in today's video. But I'm kind of buzzing because an old friend just called me. We worked together at another company. She was a sales rep for me. And it's just nice to kind of catch up with those old friends. So if you're watching, I know you are, thank you so much for giving me a call. It was just the highlight of my day. But we'll kind of get into it now. So you're gonna, as a supply chain professional, you're gonna have relationships that are gonna be necessary. In any role that I've ever had, I've had at least 5 to 6 different companies that I've been working with, because I'm not delivering thousands of packages every day. I'm not driving coast to coast in a 18-wheeler. I'm not, flying air freight across the world. I'm just sort of hanging out and looking at Excel most of the day. And so the people who are actually going to be doing the thing that I need them to do, I need to have and develop a good relationship with them. There's a lot of reasons for that, right? I could get better pricing by having a good relationship. I could get better service by having a good relationship. I can get a lot of different things by having relationships. And it's important to know and understand the types of relationships that you have. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you, if you're an LTL or freight broker, you might hate me at some point in time down the future in this video, but it's all in good fun. I love y'all. I respect the hell out of salespeople. And so, yeah, one of the things that's really important to know, an old boss told me this, is that you need to understand which relationships you're married to and which ones you're just dating. Because as in life, and so it goes in the supply chain, that you have to know what you're in for. And if you're going to be into a relationship that is going to be effectively a marriage between 2 companies, you need to pick a good mate. You need to pick a good company to really have that solidified business. And here's where the LTL brokers are going to hate me, is that they're not one of them. They're just a company that I'm going to date. We're gonna go together for a good time. Maybe we'll have a long relationship. I hope so. I know there are some of you out there that have really good relationships with me. We'll probably go get a beer together at some point in time in the near future. And some of you, I may actually ask you for help on something, an idea I have. But other companies, I'm going to be married to you, because we're going to be in a very deep legal relationship for a long time. The best example of a company that you're going to get married to, if I'm a shipper, is going to be your customs brokerage. They're going to need a really strong binding between those 2 companies. And so when you're vetting a company like that, where there's a lot of legal requirements, there's a lot of regulations that they're going to work through for you, you want to be as intimate as possible with those companies. And you want them to know every aspect of your business. You want to give them the keys to the castle. You want to open up all of the closets and show them all the skeletons, because there's a lot of information that they need to know to do their job well on your behalf. So customs brokerage is one that, if I'm vetting a customs broker, it will be a months-long process, because I really need to know that you understand what we're doing and what I'm trying to go for, and that I feel comfortable that this is going to be a long-term, like I said, relationship. Companies that you date, LTL brokers, I'm here. I love you. We're gonna date. We're gonna be very casual. I'm gonna give you volume. You're gonna be my volume. That's gonna be what it is. It's gonna be a very casual sort of relationship. If I need you, then I'll move. There will be some companies, obviously, who will have a longer term stance on that type of relationship. But ultimately, an LTL broker, you're coming in, you're coming out. There's new competition in that market all the time, and so it's okay to date those companies, because there's not a lot. If you're a salesperson for brokerage, learn to solidify those bonds. Be a good salesperson. Develop good relationships with your shippers. There are other companies that are kind of in the middle, where maybe you're engaged. This is kind of sort of a long-term relationship. You've been in it a while. Those are going to be companies that are going to really be moving your freight, and there's not a whole lot of them. So places like freight forwarders, parcel providers, you're going to be in a years-long relationship with those companies because they have established routes, or there just may not be a whole lot of them in the market. In the case of a domestic parcel provider, there's just not a whole lot of them. So as you might to try and date the companies, you're not going to switch up your parcel providers a whole lot. Now, that's changing. It's a whole new market. I think we've talked about it a couple times. It doesn't really matter. Those are going to be different types of relationships, and those are going to be a bit more kind of legally constrained because there's contracts and there's negotiations that happen there. Typically with an LTL or freight broker, you're not really negotiating a whole bunch. There's not a whole lot of contracts. It's just sort of moving. It's a much quicker pace. Parcel providers and freight forwarders, there's a bit more legal involved in it. There's a lot more contracts and negotiations, and so that's sort of what's going on. And then, like I said, at the very top end are the relationships that you're going to have with companies that are doing legal actions on your behalf. And that's where you really need to focus and put a bunch of effort into it. So things that you're going to want to look for in a company are who the actual person that you're going to be talking to. You need to vet and interview them. You need to know who it is that you're talking to. You need to know their expertise. You need to know their background and how long they've been in the game and what their certifications are and when they got them and how they're going to service your account. All of those things are important. Some other stipulations that you might want to know is kind of the brand that they come from. In the case of a customs broker, you need to know that they have some pedigree. You need to know that they have some buy-in and they have a seat at the table for kind of government negotiations, that they're involved with Customs and Border Patrol, that they know those sort of they have those higher level connections. Those are going to be important. They're going to be worthwhile for you to maybe pay a little bit extra for because you're going to get a bunch out of it. Other things that you're going to be looking for that might not come to mind immediately is where are they physically located, and the branch that's going to be actually servicing your business, where are they? It will not be the determining factor, but you want them geographically close to you so that you can have them, you can go and meet them in person, and they can come and meet you and see, right? In the case of a customs broker, they need to see your product and know what it is and understand, the characteristics of it, because it matters in the customs world. It matters what the thing is, and there's a lot of you can designate something as a different thing if it meets different stipulations. So the physical being there is important. There's stipulations that you might have or that might be kind of imposed on you are what the size of your account might be. You may be with a different company. One of the things that are really interesting, especially in the customs brokerage world or in any kind of legal relationship, is the balance between how much of a boutique environment do you want to be in, or how much of a larger, more pedigreed environment, because that's important. If you want to feel like a big fish in a small pond, then you're going to go with a boutique, and they're going to really know and understand your business. They will charge you more because they have fewer clients. On the other side of it, you can go with a larger, kind of more industrial-sized company. They may charge you less, but they may be less involved with your business. Ideally, you want to get a nice balance of the two. If my old customs brokers are watching, we chose you because you were close, and you fit that balance of being a large company but giving us a boutique feel because you had a local rep here where I worked and lived. So those are kind of the existing relationships. They're going to be extremely important for you. They're going to be how you get your job done as a supply chain professional or a shipper or what have you. And you need to know the difference between the different relationships and know when to move on from one. If you're having an issue with someone that you're dating long term, it may be a little bit easier to switch out of them, especially as more competition arises. If you're dating an LTL broker, again, love y'all. They come in and out. There's always more, unfortunately. And so it might take a lot for a different size relationship to fail. And you need to be aware of that. it will make you good at your job. All right, that's gonna be it today. It's gonna be a relatively short one. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it was informative. Salespeople, I hope you got something out of this one and at least give you an idea of what shippers are thinking when we're going into business with you. Other than that, thank you so much for watching the channel. Please like, subscribe, maybe leave a comment if you're in the world. Let me know what you want to hear. I love hearing your suggestions. This video was actually recommended by a watcher. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.